Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's CJ, and today we're out here and we're going to be talking about greasing your tractor. So I'm going to show you today what type of grease that I use, and we're going to try to find every Zerk fitting that we can find on this tractor. Okay, so I got the grapple on. That's by design because I want to show you the grease fittings on it. And then of course the loader, it has a bunch, so we need to show that. But I want to show you, in case you don't know, they put Zerks or grease fittings, whatever you want to call them, they put them anywhere there's going to be potentially metal to metal contact. And the best way to gauge is if you get some grease sticking out of there. That's what keeps the metal on metal contact from happening. So that's why it's so important to grease your tractor, and especially an attachment like a grapple, and especially your front end loader. So I went ahead and brought the manuals with me, both for the tractor itself and for the front end loader. And if you look on what type of grease to use, it's here in the back of the manual. It says to use NLGI2 grease. And what that means, that's the consistency of the grease, like the hardness and what types of pressures it can hold up to. And so I use Lucas Oil Red and Tacky, and you can see it's NLGI number 2. And if you go on the Facebook groups, there's guys using this stuff everywhere. It's really good. It holds up good, and that's what I like to use. And for a grease gun, I went ahead and made an upgrade. This is a $20 Harbor Freight pistol grip grease gun. I had the regular one with the handle, but you had to hold the grease gun like that. So I wanted one where I could just hold it and squeeze the pistol grip. And then I made an upgrade on the end. This is a Lock and Lube XL. This will fit in the recessed grease fittings on the loader, and we'll show you that here in a second. But all that does, the Lock and Lube, you squeeze it and then it comes out, and then that'll lock onto your Zerk fitting. And a lot of you probably already know, but I'm going to show you anyway how to load a grease gun. I'm going to pull this all the way out. You want that handle to stay out, and take this canister off. And now that's ready to go. This plastic wrap off the grease tube. And now I'm going to take this cap off. And there's your grease. And now take the grease, put it straight down. And now we can take this cap off here. And now we just screw it onto here. But I'm not going to put it all the way because I want to get the air out of it. So now I'm going to use this air bleeder here on the top, and then try to get this handle to come back down. Okay, now we can screw that all the way on tight. Okay, that's tight. And now let's see if we can get some grease. Get it primed up here. And there it is right there. So we're ready to go. All right, so now we want to find all the Zerk fittings, and we don't want to miss any, right? So in the loader manual, it actually does a really good job. Let me show you. It shows you all the grease fittings on one side, and there's 8. So that means there's 8 on the other side. So that should make a total of 16 just on the front end loader itself. And then on the actual tractor manual, it does show you some different places. Let me show you here. And it's not as clear, but it's showing you there on the front axle, there's some fittings. And then there in the back on your 3-point linkage. And there, I think, is on the hydrostat pedal. Okay, so we're all set up, ready to go. The only thing you need to do now is to try to clean off these fittings. And I've seen some guys make some tools to really get in these recessed ones. But I just jam the rag in there and try to clean it out. Because you don't want to put dirt in there, because these things can clog up and that's not good. You'd have to replace it because you have, like I said, you have to have grease where these fittings are. Bonus of this lock and lube, it will fit into this recessed fitting. And what I'm talking about is it's got this metal around there. I bought a generic one of these and it wouldn't fit on my XR 4040. And see how well that keeps it on there? I'm just letting the thing hang. That's how much of a grip it's got on there. But I'm gonna pump this until I can see it coming out the side right there. And I don't like to go too much more than that because grease will collect dirt and dust. So it's up to you. If you don't put as much in there, you're just gonna have to check it more often. And as long as you got the face of the fitting cleared off, that's really all you need to do. But I like to clean out the rest of it too if I can. Then I'll wipe off this grease in case it picked up any dust or dirt from the last one. The lock and lube really makes it nice. Okay, just like that. So that's that side. So we just did 8 zerks. I'm trying to keep track here. We're not going to do the grapple yet because not everybody has a grapple, but we'll do that here later. But it's the same thing on the other side of the loader, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll move on to the front axle. So after you get done with the front end loader, there's really not too much more on the tractor itself, especially compared to mine. And I want to thank Mike Douglas from the Tractor Depot, because I called him up because I just thought there were too few grease fittings underneath the tractor itself, but I think we've confirmed exactly how many they are, so let me show you. So the first 2 are right here on this steering cylinder, and the first one here is on top. Okay. And then the other one is up underneath right there. Lock and lube comes in handy. Locks right on there. And now we can just squeeze it without holding it on there. Good. Here are 2 more. Right there on the very front of the axle is that axle pivot grease fitting. And then if you come around here to the side, there's one on the back side of the axle right there. That one needed something. Okay, so that brings us to the back of the tractor, and to my surprise, they only showed 1 fitting on the back of the tractor, and that is this one right here on this adjustable cylinder for the 3-point arm. But they forgot to mention this one here for the lifting arm lever. There's one right there too. So from, like I said, from talking with Mike from Tractor Depot, from the front to the back, that's all that you have underneath and on the back of the tractor. And something that I do, but you don't have to do it, is I'm just going to take the cap, this grease here, and I'm just going to put it on these bushings here on your 3-point arm. That way they just slide around a little bit easier. And sometimes that makes a big difference when you're trying to hook something up. Just kind of, yeah, see how much easier that moves. And that has us ending up here on the grapple. And I can't emphasize enough to grease this thing and your front end loader more often than maybe the rest of it. Especially when you use this stuff, you don't realize how much you are using it. And like I said, it's only 3 fittings a side. It's not that hard to do. And it's going to save you some headaches later on if you keep up with it. Okay, so there you have it. So we ended up with 16 fittings on the front end loader, 2 on that side for the steering cylinder, and then 2 for the axle. So that's 4 on the front of the tractor, 2 on the back, and then 6 on the grapple. And that's all that we found. Mike and I, we didn't find any on the hydrostat pedals or the brake pedals, but yeah, so hopefully that gives you an idea and lets you know if you're doing it right or not. That's what Dad and I were talking. We said it'd be nice if they put in the manuals how many fittings there are, and then you had to go find them, but at least you know how many there are. I would definitely recommend this lock and lube. That was really nice because, I mean, it locks on there. And like I said, I bought a generic brand and it didn't hold on as well, and then it wouldn't fit in the recessed fittings there either. So, but I hope you like this video. Hopefully it helps you out in some way. And until next time, everybody, thanks for watching. Hey friends, did you enjoy that last video? If you did, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. That way you can get notified every time we post a video. And while you're there, be sure to check out our playlist and our store for some awesome farmhouse merch. We appreciate every single one of you. Thank you.